That's what keeps them alive here in the LCK Cup. They'll make it to the play-ins. If that is the case, they could also be first place in the group and get themselves straight into the playoffs. They do know that he's in the area, and Chovy is back in base. Does have his Zerk Greaves.
He's gone all the way around, Canyon has here.
This is a bit sneaky.
They try to see him with Phaelites. Obviously, it can't reach.
Oh my goodness. Don't.
He could steal this.
Wait. No, there's no way. He's not going to get away with it. Oh, he didn't. Zekka's the one that locks it down as Canyon not even able to flash away. Emperor's Divide comes out, and First Blood will go over to Zekka on this Azir. And that one guy in chat that predicted First Blood got very close. Yeah, I think knew that if he had flashed over the back wall, he would have been okay, but wasn't able to get the bit of extra movement speed. As we're going between the worlds, Kanavi might be in a little bit of trouble. Does have the Crescent Guard as Zeus looking for the angle, goes all out as Canyon just dead again. And Keen just wondering what the heck to do. Maybe waiting for Chovy is going to be the option there as he flashes, does miss the Q, gets exhausted here. There's that tech you were talking about. Does need to rebind, but Chovy is just dead and Keen doesn't have the range. Kanavi, he's now sitting at 2-0-1, asking, okay, who was supposed to be the favorite here?
Yeah, that's for real.
The one playing Vi. That was Zeus being able to just stand beside him, make sure that he's going to be okay.
Zeus did a lot of work in that fight for an early game Cassante, but...
An early game Cassante that's like 35 CS down.
Yeah.
May not necessarily be going over there. As with these two minions trying to hold the wave, keep Gen.G's bottom lane as safe as possible. I mean, this is where the danger lies, right? Because this is the lane that is the most volatile, the most dangerous.
I don't think this is really where you want to try to fight me, my man. So he will look to get second dragon here, and will be successful. No contest, really.
Oh, another Cloud Soul as well. Feels good.
Loses a lot of the minions anyways. Like, he only gets 3, and they get the Herald potentially as a result.
Oh, now Delight holding onto his buttons, really wants to use that to try and go for an engage, but Chovy snaps back towards this Rift Herald, down to about 4,000. As we're going between the worlds, Keen is still very dangerous, and Zeus just getting poked down. Kanavi steals away the Rift Herald, but it's a 4-man Pop Blossom from Turo. He finds the angle, and Keen locks down Delight. Now Zeus going down solo. Emperor's Divide finds Ruler, but he flashes on top of Gumayushi. A gap closing. Azir ultimate. Are you insane, Ruler? And it's a double kill for Canyon. There's that team fight, and it's an ace for Turo.
On this one, but the setup, I think, was the bigger issue, and Gen.G had all of the control.
Yeah, let's have a look at this from Chovy's perspective, as was trying to block the eye for a moment here, but actually manages to get the outplay onto Kanavi as well. Flashes the win, becomes lightning, snaps back. Oh, God. We didn't even notice that because there was a whole team fight happening to the south, and then all of a sudden Chovy just fully outplays Kanavi.
At least he knows that there are two things that he's really weak into, and he's trying to make sure he has the answer for both. He doesn't really have the answer for this Yone, though. And that's a turret down just naturally. Doesn't want to side into the Aurora, I promise you that, but doesn't want to side into the Yone either. This Cassante pick just isn't working out, and the lead for Ruler is 2,000. Wow. As Chovy.
Yeah, Kanavi looking for an angle there. Does stop the ultimate from getting Chovy out of there, and that means that he's just dead. Kanavi puts the spear in, and so no side laning here for Chovy for the next little while.
On the cross map.
Oh. Well, let's see whether Zekka can survive, as he does avoid the Vault Breaker, but that means that Canyon doesn't touch him. And so they will just kill this turret. Pop Blossom picks up Zeus as he makes his way in, and now it's 3 versus 1 for him. In the meantime, Yunara is taking a turret in the mid lane, and Zeus is desperately running away. Just not now.
Ruler did have to expend his ult, so that's a small victory there as well. Kanavi, he does get the turret, and I think he should get out as well.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of damage being looked for here by Chovy before he snaps on back.
Something done here. We'll take out the bottom turret. The mid turret is, like you mentioned, so low that they think that they should be able to get that one anyways, which I think is a reasonable call, but they haven't gotten it just yet.
Yep, talking about this before, actually, the fact that Gen.G don't necessarily have a reliable front line. It has to be a fair bit of smoke and mirrors and poke to make this happen. As flash out there from Duro has to get out of the way of Zeus, but there is the Drake just being taken. HLE just couldn't get into the brush. And face-checking this comp is so hard, right? Because Keen, he can do so much burst to whoever's going to be face-checking.
He's level 16, by the way, as is noted. He's about a level and a half up, but 2 levels up technically.
Oh, that's ridiculous. As Empress Divide going to be used here as Chovy going to have to bounce his way out. Does get a big old shield as Delight catches up to him. Kanavi's running real fast. Oh, wind barely becomes lightning is now, yes. Chovy actually unbinds the soul, looks for the knock-up onto Zeka, doesn't find it. But like you were saying, yes, they can start Baron.
Like, that's you going to send 3 people to kill Chovy when this Yunara with IEs on the other side? I don't think so.
Well, Zeus is going to have to bring Canyon out of the pit, and he does so, and now the rest of Gen.G needs to zone Gumayusi. However, Canyon just gets back, smites the Baron, and that is going to be secured. Now Delight looking for an angle to get himself in, as Ruler bounces his way out. Pop Blossom connects onto Gumayusi, and he has to get himself out of there. Zeka gets into the fight as Ruler flashes out of the way, dashes to avoid getting knocked up by Delight, and down will go the Rakan. Canyon's getting chased down by Zeus and Gumayusi, but he just vault breaks his way out of there. How do they kill 1 in a 4 versus 5, take the Baron? In the meantime, Chovy's having a rest.
Gen.G just running circles around Hanwha right now. Hanwha will get the consolation mid-turret here, but
with this Baron, Chovy looking to dive underneath this inner turret. Plates are just falling left and right. And yeah, Ruler now with the Last Whisper as well as his other 3 items. This is, you know, HLE have got another few opportunities. I don't think this game is going to be one of them, even though it is only a 5,000 gold lead. I think when the money is so firmly on Ruler.
They've opened up the mid lane completely. They'll get their 3rd Cloud Dragon of the game to put them on Soul Point.
This is a pretty good one here for Zeus. Gets himself an inner turret. Going to pull back the gold a little. That is Soul Point, and they run really fast, Wolf.
I just don't know if Zeus, like, what is Zeus' function with this Cassante in this game? They do have to respond now. They're going to split it. I love this setup here for Gen.G. So much zoning, and while they threaten the Baron at the same time.
Oh, Turo looking for that angle between worlds goes Keen. As Zeus looking to just walk up, and they have to because this Baron's going down lower and lower. There's the quickness, but Delight is just stopped in his tracks, just shot down here by Ruler as the Crescent Guard does nothing. Chovy finds the ulti, and the flash in once again to take down Gumayusi. No one is dead on the side of Gen.G, and it is just Zeka trying to flap away with broken wings from this destruction of a team fight out of Gen.G. Yet another one around the Baron that they win. They are looking not to take down the Purple Worm.
Baron, a bunch of minions lost here in one of these solo lanes, right? Like Zeka's like, to get the top minions first so I kill this fast enough, maybe I get the mid minions. He's the only one alive. Had to use his teleport to retreat. To watch, now they're going to do the same thing here on this dragon.
Yep, Quadra, Cloud, Solas. Kanavi goes in. Okay, looking for a little bit of an angle. There's the Pop Blossom, picks up 3 of them. The Inara is down. Let's see whether Gen.G will have the damage. As Gumayusi will be taken out. It's a double kill for the Auroras. Chovy will be wiped out, but Keen's at full health. Can he get the rest of them? It looks like he might be. As there's the Quadra, and it's only Zeus left standing. And I don't think he's making it out. Pentakill for Keen here, and Gen.G will march victoriously to the enemy base.
First death, by the way, of the game. And they will walk straight up to the Nexus and take it out. And
every year, man, the Keen test just gets harder.
It does.
2026 is ludicrous.
I guess with Guma, he died really quickly in that fight, so he's going to respawn. So I guess they cannot actually end right now.
Spell he throws out, though, and hits is just trillions of damage. It is revolting. Yeah, I mean, they threw the kitchen sink at him because he's so much of the team's DPS.
And then Kanavi's like, okay, wait, can I do something? He avoids that weirding, which was massive. It gave him the opportunity to potentially look for the smite. Unable to get it. Keen calls for the Penta.
And he got nervous. That's why he missed at least one spell. And so Keen was absolutely fine. There's the snapback between worlds once again for Mr. Pentakill Man here, as they will be able to take down this inhibitor turret. Inhibitor already dead towards that bottom side. Exactly, it's so frustrating. Well, Keen has lost more health than he did in the last team fight. As Pop lost him, he flashes for it, finds 3, and there is a gorgeous snare as well. Keen's still doing so much damage, but now everyone is involved. They tried to kill Ruler. It didn't work this time around. That's another clean ace, and Gen.G will mop up these turrets and send us to a game number 2. And my goodness, it was a decent early start there for HLE, and then it just wasn't good at all.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.